What is up, everybody? We welcome you back to the podcast for the Detroit Lions three-round mock draft that we have for you. Pete, you see the screen, you see the free agents that they signed this offseason. Is there anything that stands out to you?
Yeah, I think the lack of top tier talent, I think, is pretty frustrating. I saw some Detroit Lions fans frustrated with that, and I understand why you would do that. I would say though, this draft is going to be really fun, and they've positioned themselves because of free agency to draft truly BPA, and hopefully that's what we're going to be able to do for them here.
Yeah, I'm looking at a right tackle spot. I'm looking at a defensive end, an edge rusher, a cornerback three, defensive tackle, and maybe even a quarterback two. Ty Simpson falls the second round or something. I don't know. Something crazy could happen. But I don't know if I trust that Jared Goff long-term answer there at quarterback. We'll move here to the three-round mock draft. That will include two picks, and the first one's going to be at 17. We'll see how the board falls. Okay. Very, very interesting. So we talked about that tackle need. Caden Proctor is on the board. He could also move inside. That could be a really good spot. Quarterback three, Avion Terrell. Nobody really better to do it than him. Mesidor is here. Kenyon Sadiq is here. Monroe Freeling is here. Casey Concepcion is here. Caleb Banks is here. I mean, we got a plethora of guys. So Pedon, Jordan Tyson, I didn't even say him. So Pedon, what are you thinking?
Yeah, this is a pretty great draw for this team. I think you'd be very happy if this was where they ended up going. Monroe Freeling is a cool pick that I've seen here before on an aging offensive line that you're looking for, hopefully a replacement at left tackle soon. Monroe Freeling can absolutely go here and sit for a little while. But that corner room is thinning, and you haven't gotten the play out of Terry Arnold you were hoping for. And I think Avion Terrell is someone that I think can come in and play immediately. He's someone I'm looking at here. Obviously, Caleb Banks would be a monster on that defensive line. If you're willing to take a swing on the receivers, I think you swing on Tyson. He fits. They have a lot of guys in that room with Amon-Ra, with JMO. I think Jordan Tyson provides a different element at that receiver position. So has said a whole bunch of blabber words. I have no idea where to go with this pick. This is a lot of really good options.
All right. I guess that means it's up to me. I really like Casey Concepcion also here. I think we're gonna go Monroe Freeling here. I think that just logically from the standpoint, you really like him. I think that yeah, brings you the stability. It's hard to pass on some of these other guys like Tyson, but you trust Tesla. You trust Tyleik Williams, even though I didn't like the pick last year at defensive tackle. You're gonna trust him to come in. That's why you're gonna pass on Banks. But I don't think that you can get the greatest return for some of these offensive tackles down the board as you can get for a true offensive tackle in Monroe Freeling. That's a first for me because I'm not that high on him. But we're going to take him here. Monroe Freeling going to go 17 to the Lions. Will move to their next pick at pick number 50. And we'll see what they can do to supplement this because they only have one more pick in this mock draft. We'll see if we made the right move at offensive tackle. You look at the screen, you look at the guys who are on the board. Okay, so we're gonna have to kind of be a little bit. It's not the greatest drop that I thought. I have to kind of be a little bit on the fly here and kind of think how we can make this team better. Pete, what are you thinking at this spot?
Can I throw you a curveball?
Yeah, let's hear it.
What's Jeremiah Love's pro comp?
Jameer Gibbs.
And when did Jahmyr Gibbs play his best football over the last few years? When he had
You
David
tell me.
Montgomery, right?
Yep.
And Jadarian Price looked really, really good the last few years, being a comp to Gibbs and a complement to Jeremiah Love with that same skill set in the backfield. The Lions have always relied on that two back system, and it's just one now. And Jahmyr Gibbs is just the guy. And so I think, you've seen a down play in Jared Goff when you went to a one running back system. You've seen the tail off of the team as a whole with that happening. I don't think the roster took that much of a step back. And I think that if you can continue to get that change of pace and explosiveness out of Price, I think that could be fun. So I haven't seen that before. I don't think it's their number one need, but with not a great edge rushing draw here. I would love to see a Zion Young here. I would love to see a Malachi Lawrence here. I haven't seen any of those players here. So without those guys on the board, without a corner I really like on the board, Jadarian Price could be sneaky here.
I love it. Let's do it. Jadarian Price gonna go here to this Lions team. Yeah, no complaints from me. I love all the points that you mentioned. I mean, he's going to come in at that number 43 ranked spot for me. You're even higher on him than I am. He's in your mid 30s. But yeah, I love what you said. They did bring in Isaiah Pacheco, but he kind of runs in slow motion. He's kind of like Najee Harris, where he's getting old and it's just like the speed's not there anymore. Jadarian Price is a different element to this Lions team. Really exciting to see that actually truly happens. That has not been mocked, as P Dunn says. You got two picks. You got Monroe Freeling and Jadarian Price. Maybe not the sexiest first pick, but you got a really good second round pick. Like, what are you thinking, P Dunn?
I think this is a pick that will pay dividends for a long time. And we've seen the way this team drafts with prioritizing who's going to make the biggest impact, not only immediately but down the road. And they don't always do it at the positions you expect them to. So as funny as it sounds, Dan Campbell getting his left tackle of the future and his RB2. They don't prioritize RB2s the way other teams do. This isn't an Eagles RB2. This is a Lions RB2, and they use them differently. If you are a Lions fan, you will appreciate this for the years to come. I think if this is one of those drafts that it may not get a great grade immediately, 3 years down the line, though, you're looking back on this like, man, those were two pretty awesome picks.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. Detroit Lions 3 round mock draft from the draft guys. We thank you guys so much for tuning in.